Hello, and thank you for joining me for my second video. And today's video is on market research, which is a very, very important piece of the puzzle in getting your idea to a successful business idea. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you some information as to why market research is important, and you will get a chance to do your own market research project, and I will give you some guidance on exactly how to go about doing that. Okay, so let's get started, and I am going to share my presentation with you so that you can follow along. All right, so here we go. So my assignment that I sent before, you had to tell me what you thought the reasons for market research is, right? And now I will explain to you some of those reasons in detail. Okay, so these are the main reasons for conducting market research for your business idea. The first reason is that it helps you to assess the demand for your product or service. So it may be all well and good that you think your idea is a great idea, but it will not be a success unless there are other people who also think that same thing, right? So there must be a demand for your product or service in order for it to be successful. And market research will help you to determine whether there is such a demand. Okay, and again, you would get feedback, feedback from potential customers about your product or service, whether they like it, whether they don't like it, how you can improve on your product, and many other things that you can get as feedback from potential customers. So this is another reason why you should do market research. All right, the third reason is with market research, it helps you to identify who are your competitors. So who are making similar products to your product, and you can also see what their strengths and weaknesses are. So if you know what their weaknesses are, then you can capitalize on that, right? You can make their weaknesses become your strength. Okay, so that's an important part of market research as well. Seeing who your competitors are and seeing, for example, what the reviews on their product is. So you can use those bad reviews that they got to make your product stand out, right? All right, and the fourth one is to gain insights for product differentiation. So even though you may have a similar product to what is already out there in the market, there may be other ways you can have your product stand out or be different or unique from what already exists on the market. And market research will help you to gain some information as to how you can go about making your product different from what is already out there in the market. All right. The fifth reason for conducting market research is to determine what price to charge your customers. Okay, so with your market research, you can find out from potential customers what price they are prepared to pay for it so that you know how to charge for your product. Okay, and the sixth reason is to determine which distribution channels would be best for them. So of course, if you are selling a product, you need to know where to place your product for sale. whether it's online, whether it's in the supermarket, in retail stores, where is the best distribution channel for your customers? So when you are interviewing your customers, you will get that information from them. And that is an important main reason for conducting market research. All right. And of course, it helps you to determine who your target customer will be. So while you might think that the target customer for your product, for example, is just housewives, you may be surprised when you do your market research to find out that that may not be the case. It may be housewives, it may be children, it may be grandparents. And so it opens up a whole new set of customers that you didn't think you had from before. So it's important to do market research to determine who your target customers will be. And that is important when you are setting your marketing strategies as well. Okay. All right. So again, market research is a very, very important piece of the puzzle, not just for people who are now starting up businesses, but also for companies who are well established. These companies continue to do market research as an ongoing practice because it helps them to improve their product and other things. Okay, so I want to share 3 examples with you of how market research helped these 3 companies. The first one is, what do you think? Lego, right? And Lego did market research because it was found by Lego that their female children were not using Lego as much as they expected. So they did research with 3,500 girls and their mothers. And at the end of their research, they decided to create a new line of toys, which included more vibrant colors, right? So this would have made the girl children more keen on playing with Legos. So they changed their packaging as well, okay, to include figurines. Okay, figurines with accessories like handbags, for example, and hairbrushes and purses to make it more appealing for the girl children. Okay, so if they didn't do this market research, then they would not have found out exactly why the girls were not playing with it and what would have made it more interesting for them. Okay, so that's one example. Another example is McDonald's. And McDonald's actually did market research where they launched a campaign to prove that their meat patties and chicken nuggets were real. Okay, so it was a concern that customers had brought up, and they actually launched a campaign to prove that their meat patties and their chicken nuggets were real. And based on customers' request as well, they included healthier alternatives on their menu, such as apple slices. Okay, so if it was not for market research, then they would not have improved their product offering. And so this is why market research is so important. The third one is Verizon. And it was something that was a bit of a hassle for customers when they wanted to switch to another mobile network. So whenever a customer wanted to switch to another mobile network, their numbers always had to change. And this was a big problem because if your cell number changed, then people, your friends, your contacts would then need to get your new number, right? So Verizon was actually one of the first providers that allowed customers to keep their existing telephone numbers when switching to another provider. And that was something that they found out through market research that was a big, big pain for customers. So they used that to help them become the leader in this area of allowing customers to keep their telephone numbers. All right, so those are three examples of how market research help companies. And remember, these are not just startup companies, these are established companies. And so market research is important regardless of how established the company is. All right, so now let's move on to a very important part of marketing, which is focusing on the 4 P's of marketing. Okay, I want to emphasize on the 4 P's in this video. So the 4 P's are inside the circle over here: product, price, promotion, and place. Okay, so those are the 4 P's of marketing. And these 4 P's will actually form the basis of your questionnaire when you are doing your market research. Okay, so you want to find out from your customers where they would like their product to be sold to them. You want to find out how they would like to hear more about the product, promotion. You want to find out what price they're willing to pay for it. And you want to find out how you can improve your product for them. What do they like about it? What do they not like about it? Do they like the packaging, for example? Okay, so those are the 4 P's of marketing that is very, very important when doing your market research questionnaire. Okay, so let's move on now to some more detail about those 4 P's. Okay, so the first P is product. Okay, so what features are customers looking for in the product? Okay, do they have a preference of size, color, variety, packaging? Now, each questionnaire will be different based on your business idea, but this is just a guide as to what questions you can put in your questionnaire to start asking your potential customers. Okay, so the next P is price. And again, price, you would have to find out what price are potential customers willing to pay. The third P is place. And again, the location you use for your products or services to be accessible to your target customers, whether it's online, whether it's through the supermarket, the gourmet shop, other retail stores. And promotion. Where do they want you to advertise and market the product? So would they prefer to hear more about your product on social media, on television, on radio, on brochures? How would they prefer to hear more about your product? Okay, right. So those are the 4 P's of marketing. And I am going to now share with you Okay, I'm now going to share with you the sample market research questionnaire, which of course is just a sample, it's just a guide as to what you can potentially use for your questionnaire. Okay, so I'll be sending that on the classroom page as well, but I wanted to give you an idea as to what questions you can put on your template. Okay, so let's go to that template now. Okay, just give me 1 second. And okay, so here is the market research questionnaire template, which again is just a guide, okay? And I will send to you in the classroom an example of this template, similar to what you're seeing here, so that you can have a guide as to what are some of the questions that you can use for your business idea. Okay, so you would provide a brief description of your new product. Okay, and the aim of it is to complete the questionnaire to interview at least 5 to 10 people. Okay, and you can use Google Forms to create your market research questionnaire. Okay, so before you actually start doing interviews with customers, use the Google Forms to create a list of questions similar to what I've done here. And then you can post those questions on the classroom page to get feedback from myself and your peer. And then you can go ahead and start interviewing the customers once you have taken our feedback into consideration. Okay, so this is an example of a template. So it says, overall, what is your reaction to the described product above, right? So you give them different options to make it easier for them to complete the survey, or make it easier for yourself to complete the survey with them. Okay, how interested would you be in using the product? You have all the different options again. And which of the following best describes your need for this product? Okay, what do you like most about the product? What do you like least about the product? How often could you find a use for this product? Okay, so all of these questions are focusing on the first P, which is the product itself, right? How interested are you in buying this product? And then we go on to the second P, price. Based on the description, what price would you expect to pay for the product? Okay. And then it asks, how would you prefer to know more about this new product? So that covers the third P, which is promotion. And then where would you prefer for this product to be available for sale? And this covers the fourth P, which is place. Okay, so make sure when you are doing your questionnaires that you include questions related to those 4 P's that we spoke about in the video. Okay, so I look forward to seeing your questionnaire templates, and I hope that you have a fun time doing interviews with potential customers of yours. So your customers could be your potential customers that you interview should ideally not be your family, because they might be a little biased. They want to give you a good rating right through, right? So try and interview maybe neighbors or friends of friends to get some unbiased responses from them. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this project, this mini project, and feel free to message me with any questions that you have. As usual, I look forward to giving you feedback as well, and see you again very soon for the next video. Okay, all right, bye bye, take care and enjoy.